Hello all, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and today I'm going to be going over my TBR for the Cryptid Creatures Readathon. Hi guys, like I said, I am Teresa. This is my TBR for the CCR, which is, the Cryptid Creatures Readathon. This is a readathon that I have created myself. It'll be my very first readathon I'm ever hosting, and I'm so excited, you guys. I can't even tell you how excited I am for this. It'll be taking place during the entire month of September. Before we move any farther into this video, I need to talk about a couple technical things. My sound may not be as good as it has been in the past. That is mainly because I cannot find my microphone. So I apologize if you can hear like the sound quality is not as good. I do have a fan on because it is very, very muggy today. I do have it on low, so hopefully it's not too annoying, but it is what it is. Apologies, I will try to find my microphone, but this video is already late and I really need to get it up, so I figured I'm just gonna film it and hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. The other weird thing that is happening right now is, I don't know if y'all can see it, okay, on your end, if it's just a weird thing on my reflection on my camera or what, but when I do this, right here, there is like a ghost hand. I don't know if you guys can see that, like I said, if it's just reflecting on my end of things. But like right on this part, when I move my hand around, there's a weird ghostly reflection. I have attempted to close the blinds, turn the lights on, turn the lights off, change the angle, do all sorts of things. It's still there. I don't know what's going on. I did drop my phone earlier and it did crack the screen protector on my phone. But in case you can see that weird ghostly apparition over here, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. As I said, the CCR is a readathon that I myself have created, and I will be running it along with my co-host Nala from Here There Be Stories. Her information and all the information regarding the readathon will be in the description box below. I highly encourage you to go and watch the announcement video if you have not already. It'll be linked up above, as also down below, along with the sign-up form, the Discord link, G Drive, everything you need to know. But I do highly suggest watching the announcement video, as even if like you're not going to join, you should still watch it because I had so much fun making it. It is probably my favorite video that I have made to date on my channel, and it's a silly good time. So you should watch it because it makes me laugh every time I think about it. This readathon is a bingo board setup. I'll put the image here. You'll see bingo. To participate in the readathon, though, it's super simple. You just gotta pick one square off of the bingo board, read a book that fits that square. You have participated, but of course you do have the challenge if you want to challenge yourself. My goal for the readathon is to get 2 bingos. If I can black out the board, that'll of course be like a major win for me, but as long as I can get 2 bingos, I will be happy and feeling like I succeeded in my task of the readathon. Here is, I know you guys can't see it, but that's okay, you don't really need to. Here is kind of a, little visual for me of the books I'm going to be reading in the bingos. There is an extra one I forgot to put on here, but basically my 2 bingos will be the sides here and then somehow fill in the middle. I'll be reading a separate book for everything pictured, and then for everything else that does not have a book on it, I will be doubling up with the books I've read. Hopefully somehow they will fit and I can complete the readathon. That's kind of my goal. You can double up, triple up, use one book for everything. It doesn't matter as long as it fits. You can count it. It's super simple, guys. I will be doing, of course, some recommendation videos. Those will be coming out to you very, very soon. So make sure you are subscribed to myself, as well as my co-host Nola, so you don't miss any of our videos regarding the readathon. But this is just my TBR. I will not be going over any other recommendations for you. This is just what I'm going to be reading. The recommendation videos will be coming soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the books I'm reading for this readathon. Just to explain a little bit more, when it comes to the squares, each square has a cryptid and a prompt associated with said cryptid. You can read a book about the cryptid, you can read a book that fits the prompt, or if you can find it, read a book that fulfills both the cryptid and the prompt together. Don't know if it's possible, but you can try if you want. I will be definitely mixing and matching. For some, I'm reading the cryptid side of things, and for some I'm reading the prompt side of things. So the first square is Bigfoot, which is of course to read a book over 400 pages. You could not have a Bigfoot square without a big book. For this, I'm going to be reading the Bigfoot side of things, and that is Abominable Science, Origins of the Yeti, Nessie, and Other Famous Cryptids. So this one does talk about Bigfoot in here. This book is a nonfiction, and it is by Daniel Loxton and Donald R. Prothero. A nonfiction. It's got some like photographs and information, you know, lots of text obviously in here. So it just kind of gives you a quick overview. So yeah, I'm gonna be choosing to read this one. It'll be kind of interesting to learn about more cryptids and kind of the origins of them. I mean, I do know a lot about these cryptids, but I'm sure there's always more to learn. So this is what I'm choosing for Bigfoot. The square after that is the Loch Ness Monster, and the prompt is to read a book with water on the cover. I will be skipping this one for right now. After that is the Ahul, which is to read a book with flight. I will also be skipping this square for now. Then the last square in the first row is the Jackalope. Read a historical fiction. For this one, I am once again going the cryptid route of the board, and I'm going to be reading Project Jackalope. This is by Emily Ecton. This is a children's chapter book. It might be considered middle grade, but if it is, it's like very young middle grade. I think it's more children's chapter book. It's like this kid and he's writing, it says top secret for your eyes only, so I'm guessing it's like his little diary or something, or he's like warning people about the situation. He has a neighbor who is a professor. When I came home the other day, I found one of his experiments stashed in my room. The first thing I noticed about it was its long ears and fluffy cottontail. Then I picked up on the pair of slashy killer antlers. That's right, it's a jackalope. And yes, I know they're not supposed to be real. Apparently the professor then disappears and there are government agents like after him or something. And so the young boy, I'm assuming, has to like help the jackalope or something like that. But it just sounds really, really cute. It should be a nice quick read for me. And it's about jackalope, so it'll count for this prompt. Moving on down to row 2, we start off with the Kraken, and the prompt is to read a book with pirates, and I am going to be reading Saint by Adrienne Young. This is the prequel novel to Fable, and this is the prequel which is all about her father, who is basically the pirate king. Like, he is, you know, the big bad pirate guy, and I think this is his origin story, or kind of tells, you know, what happened before her birth, and I am very, very excited to read it because I very much enjoyed Fable. After Kraken, we have Mothman, which is to read a dystopian book. I'm going to be reading Mothman's Curse. I don't think this is considered dystopian. I think it's just a mystery with Mothman, but it counts because it's Mothman. We'll see whether or not it counts for dystopian or not, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, you don't have to fulfill both prompts. This one is about a girl named Josie, lives in the most haunted town in America, but the only strange thing she ever sees is the parade of oddball customers that comes through her family's auction house each week. But she and her brothers discover a Polaroid camera that prints pictures of the ghost of local recluse John Goodrich. They are drawn into a mystery dating back over 100 years. We have a desperate spirit, cursed jewelry, natural disasters, and the specter of a Mothman. There's a puzzle that Josie must solve to break the curse and save her own life. So, if you know anything about Mothman, he is said to appear before some kind of horrible disaster. Obviously, if Mothman is appearing, there's going to be something not so great going on here, and we have a ghost camera. So I am excited to see what this is. Again, it's another middle grade book. Should be a quick, easy read for me. Did I tell you who this is by? It's by Christine Hayes. Pictures by James K. Hindle. So that's what I'm reading for Mothman. After Mothman is Chupacabra. Read a multi-POV book. I'm skipping that one for right now. Last on row 2 is the Mokele Mbembe. Pretty sure I pronounced it incorrectly in my announcement video, and I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly here too. But this is an African cryptid, and this prompt is to read a book with dinosaurs or dragons. This book will fit both prompts because it is about the Mokele Mbembe, and that is a dinosaur, so therefore it counts. And that's Cryptid Hunters by Roland Smith. You guys, this book has been on my shelves for quite a few years now, and I have been waiting to read it until this readathon, because I've known I wanted to do this readathon for a while. It hasn't been able to come until now. And so every time I think about picking it up, I'm like, no, I have to wait for the Cryptid readathon. And we're here, we're finally here. So this is a story of two 13-year-old twins, Grace and Marty. They are going to live with their Uncle Wolf, who is a veterinarian. They barely know him, and apparently he has dedicated his life to finding cryptids. So, you know, interesting. And when the twins and their uncle are just getting to know one another, we find out that Wolf's arch nemesis, Dr. Blackwood, is headed to the Congo to poach a dinosaur and her clutch. The Mokele Makembe is said to be a dinosaur, and it lives in the Congo, so therefore I am just going off the assumption that we are talking about that cryptid in this book. I mean, it would make sense. So the uncle is like, oh, I have to beat her there to protect this dinosaur, protect this cryptid. And the twins, of course, are not going to be left behind. And then they go on this adventure to Africa to try and discover the dinosaur, the cryptid, the Mokele Makembe. So I'm very, very excited to get this one on my shelf, my TBR, finally. And this is what I'll be reading. Now we are on to row number 3. And the first square is the Thunderbird, which is to read a book based around the weather. I'm going to be reading Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. This is a kind of a dystopian, futuristic, like climate change type of novel. We are following a family that lives on a small island down near Antarctica that has the world's largest seed bank on it. It's this man and his children, and they are on this island. It's lonely, it's very isolated, and one day this random woman just like washes up on shore to their island, and they have to kind of nurse her back to health. They're thinking, oh, this is great. We'll finally have someone else to like be a part of the family. But then there's like a lot of suspicions arising as to why the heck was she even out there in the middle of nowhere to begin with. Apparently this woman discovers sabotaged radios and a freshly dug grave and realizes that the dad is keeping his own secrets. Then there are storms gathering around this island, I'm guessing both physically and metaphorically. So it is based around weather phenomenon, it is based around climate change. That one counts for this prompt, and that is what I'll be reading. I will also be reading this with Nala, so if anyone else wants to join in and read this book as well, I'm sure we'll discuss it in the Discord. The next square is The Mongolian Deathworm, and that is to read a book with a desert setting. For this, I will be fulfilling the prompt of a desert setting, and that is to be reading Sky Beyond the Storm, which is by Safa Tahir and is the 4th book in the Ember and in Ashes series. These books take place in a world kind of inspired by the Middle East, so we have deserts and stuff like that. That's how I'm counting it. I love it so much. It is so great, and I cannot wait to finally find out how the story ends. Then after that is the Groot Slaying, and this is to read a hybrid genre. I'm skipping that one for right now. The last square on this row is the Rougarou, read a book with an animal on the cover. I'm going to be reading Nightshade by Andrea Kramer. If you guys can see, there is a wolf on the cover, so it will count. I'm also counting it as the Rougarou prompt because the Rougarou is basically the Cajun version of a werewolf. Now this book, I'm sure, is more the European werewolf versus the Rougarou, but I'm still gonna let it slide and I'm still gonna count it as fitting both prompts. I don't have to, obviously, but like, you know, why not read a werewolf story for the werewolf prompt? Y'all, this is 2010's paranormal romance YA, so I'm guessing this book is gonna be kind of cheesy, kind of angsty and silly, but I'm here for it. I'm so excited. I just love werewolves. This is about a young girl who is a female alpha, and that is like unheard of within the werewolf community. They never have female alphas. She risked her life to save his, believing she'd never see him again, but he has returned, challenging her destiny as alpha wolf, leaving her doubting her past and fearing her future. I don't know, it's a chunky book. Had on my shelves for a while. Like I said, I really like werewolf stories, so I'm hoping this one will work. That's what I'm choosing for the Rougarou prompt. Now on to the final row. We have Bloop, which is to read a book with noise. This could be interpreted as either reading an audiobook or reading a hyped book or some kind of book that at some point in time has had a lot of noise around it, a lot of talk about it. That's what that is for. And for this one, I'm going to be reading United States of Cryptids, A Tour of American Myths and Monsters by J.W. Oker. I do have this physically, but I will be listening to it on an audiobook as well as reading along with it. So I will count it as the Bloop prompt as I am listening to the audiobook. This is just a short little nonfiction that basically goes through all of the states in the United States and talks about the cryptids that live there. We have a very, very short introduction, the state, the type of cryptid, the location, the earliest sightings, the size, stuff like that. And then we do have pictures, you know, like there's the Mothman. This is broken up into 4 different regions of the United States. We have the Northeast, the South, the Midwest, and the West. And so you will find, you know, all sorts of interesting cryptids in this book. And I have decided to make this the unofficial official book of the Readathon. So if any of you want to read along, this will actually count for multiple prompts on the board as far as the cryptids are concerned. Make sure you watch my recommendation video to find out which ones this will work for. So if you want to read along with Nala and I, because we will be buddy reading that. I can't remember if I said that yet. I'm not. And I just decided recently to make this the official book. So it's the unofficial official because I didn't announce it in the announcement because I just decided. We'll be probably having a separate channel in the Discord to talk about the book and the cryptid and, like, you know, all of the things. After that is Jersey Devil. Read a book with a family dynamic. I will be skipping that for now. Second to last is The Yeti, which is to read a book with a cold setting. I'm going to be reading The Crash by Frida McFadden. This is a thriller about a woman who is driving, and I don't know if she crashes or her car breaks down or something like that, in the middle of a blizzard. So obviously we are a cold setting in a blizzard. She's rescued and taken to like this cabin, and she's there realizing like, maybe some weird things are happening, but she can't really leave because, you know, it's a blizzard. So definitely a cold setting. The last square on the bingo board is the Bunyip. And this is to read a book set near a swamp, bog, or marsh. For this one, I'm reading The Bog Wife by Kay Chronister. Bog Wife, you know, most likely set near a bog. This is a gothic horror, I think. It was pitched to me as atmospheric Appalachian Gothic. And I'm like, yeah, you can't get much better than that. So I decided to pick this one up. I got this last year for Book of the Month for my free birthday book, and have been waiting to read it until a special time, and now is that special time. I don't know much about this other than it is a family from Irish descent that lives in the Appalachian Mountains, and they made a deal long ago with the land, with this bog, that they would sacrifice something to the bog, and in return, the bog would produce them a wife. And their father has passed away, and so these siblings have to kind of come together and figure out what is going on and whether or not they want to continue their bargain with the bog. But if they don't continue it, I'm sure there are some things that are going to be happening that aren't so good. Like, I'm sure the bog isn't going to be happy if they renege on their bargain. So I am looking forward to this. I've heard it's more of a slow burn kind of family drama, which I like. So yeah, this will be the book I'm choosing to read for that prompt. Those are the 11 separate books that I want to read in September for this readathon. Now, I'm pretty sure between those 11 books, I can fulfill all of the prompts on the board. I'm pretty sure that there is something for, like, you know, that'll fit in somewhere. I do have a bunch of other like little children's books, middle grade stories, stuff like that I may also read if I get around to it, that are, you know, they're specifically the cryptids. If I get around to reading them, they can count for that as well, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to black out the board just by, you know, those books. I will definitely be updating throughout the month in the Discord, so make sure you join that. If you don't have a Discord though, that's totally okay. I will be trying, like, no promises, but I'll be trying to do a vlog a week. Maybe it'll be every other week. Like, so I'll have 2 vlogs during the month of September regarding the readathon and what I'm reading. But yeah, guys, that is it. Those are the books I shall be reading for the readathon. I am so excited for this. Like, I cannot wait. It is getting closer and closer, and I'm like excited but nervous at the same time. I just really hope that it does well, because again, this is my very first readathon I've ever done, and I really hope that everyone loves it and enjoys it and is just able to just have a good time. You know, that's really all I want, is people to have a good time. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you are participating in the CCR or not. Not totally okay. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to myself and to Nala, of course, and happy cryptid hunting, y'all. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.